Radio. What episode are we on now? 16, 17?
Fuck knows.
17.
Flying,
mate. Chris, thanks so much for coming on the Leg It podcast. We really appreciate it, and thanks for coming for Widnes. Was it Widnes?
Yeah, well, I actually live down the road.
Oh, do you?
I only live in Prescott, yeah. So it was just like literally 5 minutes from here. I've come from Widnes today, yeah.
Fair enough. And so, obviously, for a lot of people watching, I really don't go to the gym at all.
No, those arms, mate. You're in there all the time, man. Really? You don't go?
No, I don't know. And so, and when Andy messaged me a few nights ago saying, mentioning your name and picture your Instagram, I thought it'd be a really good time. And I think Andy's got a load of questions to ask you as well. So you're a personal trainer.
Yeah.
And you've got your own gym as well.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So I don't know where to start, really. So do you want to just talk about how you got into, I think maybe the best place might be sort of how you got into the industry, and then we can sort of nosedive into...
Can I interrupt there as well? I think before the industry, more you growing up, was fitness a thing for you since childhood, really?
I think for me, I was always quite short. I was always little growing up.
Don't say that. How tall are you now?
5'8".
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
I'm 5'10".
Yeah.
I was going to say, don't
so
like start me, I know.
So yeah, growing up, so my dad was always big. So for me, we grew up like watching Stallone and Arnie and Van Damme and all them sort of stuff in my house and that. So it was a case of I always wanted to grow up and be sort of that figure as well. Like every kid does, don't they? Like every boy grows up and goes, oh, I want to be like Superman and all that. So yeah, just started lifting a bit of weights, doing press-ups in my room, watching Rocky IV in the background, had the soundtrack on and that.
This like through your teens?
Yeah, when I was probably about 12 or 13.
Yeah.
And then just started like going to the gym up by Shapers in Prescott, if anyone remembers that. Yeah, I used to go there Saturday mornings, and then that was that then. Fitness itself wasn't like a thing for me. I just wanted to like get as big as possible.
Is that what it was? Just get big? Yeah. So it was no running?
Muscle. No, not really, no. Bits of cardio, but nothing like...
Yeah.
How old would you have been then? So when you first started going to the gym?
I think it was about 14 or 15.
Yeah,
they used to do like a Saturday morning
yes,
teens sort of thing before like all the adults was in and stuff, and you could only go on Saturday morning. So I used to go then, and then when I was at home I'd just be doing like press-ups, pull-ups, no legs. Don't need legs.
No legs.
Don't need legs.
Mate, I've only got one, mate. You don't need legs. It's fine. I used to have a pull-up bar, one of those things, and every time I went to the toilet I'd try and do like 2 or 3 pull-ups.
I say that to clients all the time.
So you might go to the toilet 3 or 4 times a day, and then that's Yeah, but that's a typical thing though, innit? I think growing up, like, you just want to get big, don't you?
Yeah, you just want to be bigger than everyone else and stronger, and it's just an ego lads thing, innit?
Yeah.
Because
especially as a teenager.
Yeah, 14 then. So how long ago would that have been?
29 now, so...
Oh, right, okay, so like 2000...
15 years ago,
yeah.
2003 or something?
Yeah.
2004.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah. Which is like, in my mind, when this whole thing... You'll probably tell me wrong here, but when this whole fitness thing came about, I feel like it was sort of back end of 09, 10, when it really started to kick off. It was probably actually in part with when... We always fucking talk about social media, but it was probably in par with when that started to kick off as well.
Definitely.
But I think there's been trends though, hasn't there, of fitness? I mean, but like you said, the Arnie days was, for a while, it was to get massive. Yeah. And then I feel lately, kind of CrossFit, it's become get really fit.
Yeah.
I don't know, would you say it's changed over the years? Or maybe from
I always think back, like, being in school and stuff, and I never remember anyone being in shape, ever. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you think of people's dads picking them up from school and stuff, no one was ever like in shape. If someone was in shape or someone turned up, like, everyone would be looking at them like, wow, look at them. You were like,
it's a good point. I've never thought of that actually.
Normal, wasn't it? To see like a bloke walk down the street with big arms or whatever, that was like quite abnormal at the time. But like, you look now and it's the opposite. It's gone the opposite way, hasn't it? Really?
Yeah. And also, I think when I was in school, like last couple of years of senior school. I was never been massive, but none of my mates were big. Sometimes I go and do motivational talks in schools, and there are some kids there.
No way.
Yeah,
who are massive. Yeah. They're like the tall, as in like 6'2" or something, but they're big. And I'm like, nah, mate, no one was that size when I was in school.
Yeah. So they're all lifting from like a young age now. Everyone's going to the gym straight away, aren't they? Getting involved young.
Like, And what they do, like whey protein and all of that? Well, can you do that at that age?
Yeah. I suppose you could. Like, you just go and buy it from the shop.
I think it is though that the social media, when people are just obviously want to look good. Where, like you say, then years ago, you didn't have to post pictures on Instagram, did you? It was just like dad bods everywhere, wasn't it? It wasn't there. Yeah. So yeah, just dad bods galore. Yeah, but no, I do definitely think though that I could be talking complete nonsense, but there seems to be more people who want to go for the kind of fitter, stronger, CrossFit type feel than they do look like Arnie.
Yeah, definitely.
And even like strongman type kind of, what's the guy's name? The British guy, Eddie Hall.
Eddie Hall.
Yeah. Like, I mean, might just be my circle of friends, but I don't know anyone who's training to go super strong like that type thing. Yeah. Obviously, there are people out there, but I think it definitely is more that CrossFit vibe.
Yeah, I think it's things have changed in terms of, like, people used to just go to the gym, they didn't really know what was going on, and they'd do a bit of cardio and they get bored, and they'd do a bit of weights and get bored. They had no program to follow. So now CrossFit's come involved and people can come to the gym, they just follow something. They're just getting the best of everything, really, and they don't have to think about it. So it's an easier, more attainable look to sort of lean down that way.
It is a good look, I think, as well, like that. And to know you're fit as well.
Yeah, and you see some of the top athletes and stuff, they could stand on stage as bodybuilders.
Yeah.
A lot of them, like, when you see some of the stage athletes who are just purely bodybuilders, and then you put them next to some CrossFitters, which are like that all year round.
And they've got the cardio as well.
Yeah.
Those guys.
They can do anything,
Yeah. So come back to you then. So did you just jump in the fitness industry straight from school?
I left school. I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do when I left school, as a lot of people don't. I just knew I'd had enough of education, and that was like, I wanted to go and get a job or something. So I got an apprenticeship in engineering, and done that for about 2 years, and just fucking hated it. It was shit. Yeah, it was mega shit. Like, going in the morning and not seeing any daylight until like night time. You don't even see daylight in the winter, apart from like the weekends.
Well, like an office job, was it? Or?
No, it was just in like a big factory, like a big engineering factory. It used to be down in Highton there, but it was just shit. And you're speaking to fellas in like the 40s and 50s, just sitting there all day and like, don't want to do this forever, mate. I was like, fucking hell. So yeah, binned it off.
Yeah, that is a baptism by fire, isn't it? When people go, you shouldn't be doing this, mate.
Saying, like
I've just got a new job now, mate. You shouldn't be doing this.
Seeing them, they just had like all their life sucked out of them. Do you know what I mean?
It's like what we had a guy, Paul Cheetham. He's a really successful accountant now, and he said the exact same thing. You know, he's someone in a garage. He said, and it was people were like 10 o'clock going looking for the break and stuff. And clock watching from day one. Yeah,
as soon as they were going in, they're like, only 8.5 hours left. Fucking hell. So yeah, went back to college and just done all my quals, like my fitness quals and that.
So at the time when you're going through the engineering apprenticeship, are you still in good shape, still working out? And
still train. I used to do a lot of like Thai boxing and MMA at the time then.
Oh yeah.
So like in the evenings I'd be out going to do Thai boxing and MMA and training with there. But then, still lifting and that as well. Still doing a lot of fitness, a lot of weights and stuff. Probably doing more than should have, to be honest. But it's an escape. An escape from your shit,
And the PT thing, so you did all your qualifications, and then is it a case of like, I'm open for business, I'm now a PT, or like, are you working for someone else, or you, like?
No, it was a lot harder when, like, back then, because people weren't PTs. It wasn't like, it was like you were saying before, it wasn't the norm. Like now, fucking PTs everywhere. You only have to go on Facebook or something. But like back then, it was quite difficult really to find a PT. So I've done my level 2 first and got a job in the gym actually, which I first started training at in Shapers there, and I used to do work in there, but it's just like 0-hour shifts and stuff. And then done a couple of years there, and then I got a management job up in Liverpool in a student gym there, and that's when I done like my personal training qualifications and stuff then. And then that's when I started like taking some PTs, but mostly like friends really at the time, because I was getting paid full wage anyway. It was never like I never done it firstly like self-employed. It was always just like a bit of a sideline for me, so it wasn't too bad at the time.
And when someone so say I rock up through your doors
in Liverpool, we'd say to you, get a pan of scouse down you. That's what we'd say.
So I rock up, What's the first thing that do you say, right, what's your nutrition? Have you done exercise before? Like, what is the sort of summary introduction, if you like?
As a personal trainer, or
yeah,
just to get
no,
them to
it's
join
just
the gym
no, as a personal trainer.
Yeah, that's good, because I think a lot of
trainer.
people who, when I put the message out that you're coming on, I think there's a lot of people on there who maybe you can kind of maybe guess that they maybe want to get a personal trainer, but because I think when I first got one as well, and I'd been in the military and I'd always known how to keep fit, but I still got a personal trainer, and even I was nervous because I'd never had that one-on-one. You're speaking to someone, and like Tom said, you walk into a gym, it's like, hi, I'm Andy, you know, what are you gonna say or do to me type thing.
Well, if they're coming in as a PT, obviously it's more important for the first session just to develop a relationship. It's like, in the first session, any of my first sessions with clients, it's purely about just like finding out about each other. So we barely do anything really. Well, nothing of intensity anyway. Like bit of rowing, bit of lifting, see how people move, sort of see what the mechanics are like on the body and that, and then just chatting to each other and getting comfortable with each other, just so they can go away and they go like, oh, do you know what? It wasn't as bad. Like you said there, people are nervous coming in and stuff. You want to go away and think, oh, do you know, he was an alright bloke actually. Like, don't mind. I'll go back next time, and then you start like probing it a little bit further then and start pushing them a little bit harder and jumping in. Otherwise, you can't just like take people off the street and just thrash them for an hour. They'll just go away and go, what the fuck's happened there? Yeah. I'm not doing that. Yeah, exactly, mate. Yeah, I'm not going back there.
It's hard for me to comprehend, and maybe you can answer it, but with me being in the Marines, always being fit, if you like, I've always just loved going to the gym and loved working out.
Yeah.
But there are some people who've got a genuine anxiety about being scared of walking into a gym, haven't they? And like being, oh, people are going to look at me and I don't want to do this in front of people and I don't want to... that is an actual thing. To me, it's mad because I just go and work out whatever.
It's similar to me, to be honest, because I've been the same. Like, I've always, from when I was really young, like, I always was kept fit. Like, I used to do, like, cross countries and bits when I was, like, really young and stuff. But, so... that for me is like strange as well. When people come in, they're like, oh, I've never done anything. They're like in the mid-20s, I sort of like look at them and think like, in my head, like, how have you got through life? Like, I don't understand, like, what you do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it is difficult for people because probably for that reason. People obviously have never trained, they don't know anything else, and it's like learning a complete new skill, isn't it?
Yeah, and good on them for making the first step, definitely, I guess. Yeah. Definitely. And then the next step after that, once you're in the gym, is obviously then to get a PT.
Yeah. Or like obviously if you go down like the class route with like CrossFit and stuff, it's a similar sort of thing. We give like obviously like a beginners class where they can come in and then do the introductions and all that sort of stuff, learn the basics and things, and then they can go into a class environment then. But I think structure is the main thing what people struggle with, especially once they've got over like the anxiety of going into the gym, like any just like normal commercial gym. Once they've got over that thing, they've gone and joined up or whatever, after that they sort of like, right, there's all this kit in here and I don't really know what it does or what to do. And people spend years sometimes just like not knowing what's going on in the gym.
It's funny you should say that, because I still get like anxious going to the gym, and I do actually go to the gym occasionally, but I do get nervous. It's weird, just because I don't know. There's something about that building that it's like like everyone. It's probably bullshit this, but everyone's sort of looking at you. There is a lot of judging in those sort of places. I might be wrong here.
Yeah, it probably goes from gym to gym, but I do know what you mean. Yeah,
I agree. Yeah,
there is a lot of like,
because I think those CrossFit gyms are definitely like just everyone bit of it. You get that team kind of feel. Yeah. But the corporate one, I mean, it is exactly like you're explaining.
And as soon as you start to get to know people, then that's when it changes. Like I know no one. I keep myself to myself, lift the big weights, get the fucking out.
But it's normally the weights area where I think people are more anxious to go over, aren't they?
Yeah, maybe that's like a bit of a ego thing as well for a lot of blokes and that, because they're going into them areas and then all the egotistical lads are in there trying to lift as heavy as they can, looking around, especially in commercial gyms and stuff. You see it a lot. Like, you might be lifting whatever you're lifting and people are next to you snarling away with the big 50s or whatever they're doing. You know what I mean?
But once you've got that, once you do have, not that I'm trying to preach at all, but once you do have, and you'll know this, is as soon as you've got that accountability to someone that is expecting you at fucking 7:30 to rock up,
of course,
that's when I think it really must make a massive difference.
Huge difference.
Accountability in anything is I think we've talked about this before, but just having someone to, I think it's probably one of the reasons why I enjoy doing this with you, is because you know, I couldn't just go, I really can't be bothered doing a podcast at 7 o'clock. Fucking had a whole day at work, but then you then relying on other people.
Yeah, you don't want to let them down.
Yeah,
totally. And I think a lot of that comes from that relationship you're speaking about, because again, if you've got that respect there, and it's what we asked actually on the, I'll ask it to you actually, we asked on the last podcast, what would you rather be liked or respected, or what do you think's more important?
Ooh.
Because
deep, innit?
The reason I asked,
warned me about that one before. We always
the reason I asked you that, we asked Tom last time, but I guess if you've got someone who's training with you and they like and respect you, they're not going to let you down. And when they got that vibe, it's like, I'm actually looking forward to working with Chris tonight, or can't wait for this. And
well, that's exactly it. Yeah, you've got to have a bit of both, haven't you? Really, there's got to be some sort of line in the middle. Like, people can like you as a person all you want, but if they think you're like a shit professional, then they're not going to continue to pay you the money. Do you know what I mean? They might see you as a friend, but at the end of the day, it is a service that you've got to provide.
Yeah.
So people are paying for a service at the end of the day. If they don't find that they're getting that service, then they will go and look elsewhere at the end of the day.
Is that hard to get that balance? Because I've had a person training in the past, and he became a mate, and which was great. He's a great guy, but the sessions, I'd turn up at the sessions and we just talk for half an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm like, mate, I'm fucking paying you like fucking however much it was, and I'm like, as much as I love talking to you, mate, I want to work out to you. Yeah, I guess it must be a hard line for you guys.
Yeah, definitely as well. And what I sometimes have to do is to write the session out, like on a little whiteboard, and I'll write it out to make sure we like, and keep looking at it, right, come on, we need to crack on with this now and get it done. Because then obviously that's accountable to me as well. If I've wrote it down, you've got to take them bits off, haven't you?
Yeah.
So otherwise, you do end up sometimes just talking about stuff. Like sometimes as well, like they might have come in and, for instance, had a shit day with the beard and have a like really problem, and sometimes they do need to have that chat for a bit, but it's one of them things, you know what I mean? You've got to find, it depends obviously individually, it might be better for them to just have someone to talk to for a bit for that session and just go through the motions of a few like movements rather than like get them in and thrashing them more, because there's a saying where you can't defeat stress with more stress, and it's something that I've been looking at a lot recently, especially with clients, things like people that are coming in stressed from work, and then you're applying more stress to the body, and they're going back, and then they might have stress at home, and it doesn't ever de-stress. I mean, so sometimes people do need to come and just like,
I think with
go through the motions and feel good about themselves when they leave and things.
I think with good personal trainers, you are a bit like a counsellor as well, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. Like, you could,
people must tell you stuff.
They tell me all sorts, like
really, yeah,
all sorts, yeah.
Deepest, darkest secrets.
Yeah. Like people have told me, like obviously when like one of my mates told me.
No names.
No, don't worry.
He's like, all my clients tell me this in confidence, but I'll tell you guys.
But it's coming out to the podcast, don't worry. Yeah, and just like people like saying like the birds are pregnant and stuff like that, and they've not even told their mum and dads and stuff, do you know what I mean? But they just needed to offload on someone. Yeah. It's just things like that.
It's really nice that though, isn't it? Knowing that you can develop that relationship.
Yeah, definitely.
That stress thing though, are you looking at it, is it like two different, you're looking at it from two different sides? Like when you say stress, is it, when you say stress on the body, do you mean stress on the mind, or like both?
Both, yeah. Stress hormones and stuff don't like, it comes in both ways. Do you know what I mean? So if you're like, you've got to I look at it in two different ways. You're either exercising or you're training. Do you know what I mean? So you can go to the gym, you can exercise, you can walk away, and you feel great, and like, I feel fantastic after that. And do you know what? All your hormones have released then, all your happy hormones and stuff, and you've forgotten about your day. But if you go into the gym and you've already had a really bad day, and then you get hammered by someone, and like properly hammered to the point where you're like exhausted, and you walk away like broken and exhausted, you're not going to feel any better about your day there. You've just applied more pressure to someone, and they're just gone, they're broke when they leave. So I mean, so now they're mentally and physically broke, and they might feel better the next day and think like, oh, well, he has to do that, it's his job or whatever. But sometimes it's not the case. You've just got to know when to press the pedal and when to step back a little bit.
That's really interesting, that, because I bet you most people, if they train on their own, if they've had a bad day, will go, right, fuck it, I'm going to smash the gym now and train extra hard because they've had a bad day.
Yeah. And it does work for different people, do you know what I mean? Some people will go away then and be like, oh, do you know what, I've released all my energy that was building up or whatever. But it can go the opposite way for a lot of people as well. So it's not like a one one fits all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is interesting. That.
What about? Have you ever suffered? Consider you work in the gym. Have you ever like? What does the word sort of motivation like look for you? So have you struggled with motivation in the past? Do you still struggle with it now? Like, what are your techniques maybe that you use yourself to get more motivated, or to your clients?
The thing with motivation is a lot of people think motivation just like athletes and things just wake up every morning, they're like, yeah, I'm going to smash this today, and everyone's just motivated, especially like social media. Everyone looks like they're dead motivated all the time, don't they? Like when you read on your Instagram post and you think, fucking hell, like, they're just smashing it every day, and but everyone struggles with it. And the difference is you've either got to be really disciplined and just go, I'm just going to go to the gym, I'm just going to do it, and just like switch off, or you've got to go and look for the motivation by like listening to podcasts, going on YouTube, whatever it is, reading a book. You've got to find that motivation yourself. Like, how many people probably have messaged you and said, oh, I listened to that podcast and I want to go and smash the gym or whatever. Do you know what I mean? I was inspired. And that's what you've got to do to yourself. You can't just like wake up and expect to be inspired every day.
Yeah, you said you've got a good line on that, haven't you? You say something like, I'm sure I've heard you say something like,
in my motivational talks I do
yeah,
around the world.
No, I know you hear me asking. No, about you saying like you just said then, essentially you can't just wait for like this.
Yeah, you've got to go and find. Yeah, it's I think like certainly in the past for me anyway, it's like you've just waited for it to happen, and like it's as if you can just drink some drink and you just get it as a sugar rush, and then that's it. But it's like just an inkling of just constantly sort of having goals, I think, or even like that, and just going even just a at work. I have a list. Sometimes just write a list out, 7 things, 8 things. As soon as I start to tick them off, then it just
feel good.
It just starts to snowball.
I do it every day. Write me a list of things to do that day, and then when you start ticking it off, you start thinking like, oh, this is good.
I'm nearly there.
And you want to start ticking off more, don't you? Then it's
yeah.
exactly the same with motivation.
And I think the good thing, we'll probably come on to it a bit more because we probably all got loads to say in it, but the social media, one massive positive, I think, you're saying there, like go and listen to podcasts or YouTube and stuff. This worked for me for ages, and I still do it now and again now. There was a YouTube video. There's a motivational speaker called Eric Thomas. Don't know if anyone's heard of him.
Eric Thomas.
But it's a great little story. So he done this speech in a high school, and the speech is great. And someone's put this speech on. There's an American football player training, and they put this like 3.5 minute speech onto this and put it in. So it's turned into like a gym. But basically, like, it's a great story. I'm gonna rob it. It's a guy called Eric Thomas. Go and Google him on YouTube and stuff. But it's how bad do you want it? And basically, I want to get into motivational speaker mode now. So basically, he tells this story about a young guy says like he wants to be successful, and he goes to see this guru, and the guru says, "Come meet me at the beach at like 6 a.m. in the morning." So he says, "Right, okay," and he turns up in like a suit at 6 in the morning, and he's like, "What am I doing here?" And the fella says, "Walk into the water."
Oh, say about the oxygen.
Yeah.
You're
on it. Yeah. So anyway, for everyone who's not seeing it, so he walks into the water, into like knees deep, and then he's like, keep on going until he's up to his neck, and then the guru puts the lad's head underwater, and he's trying to get up, and just as he's about to pass out, he lifts him up, and he says, "What's the only thing you wanted to do then?" And he says, "Breathe." And he says, "When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful." And anyway, I used to watch this video in the morning when I was getting a shower, or like when I was getting dry. Yeah. It's only on for 3 minutes, so you think it takes 2 or 3 minutes to get dry. I'd put the laptop on the bed or the iPad, and I'd watch that video, and I shit you not, I was like, right, come on, I am ready for the day. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I knew what was coming. I knew the speech like off by heart, and it worked.
Well, it's similar to me watching Rocky 4.
Yeah.
Honestly, as soon as that like montage comes on, you're like, hey, how many times do you want to get up and start doing press ups and stuff?
Yeah. And there's no excuse, because there are so many, especially now in this day and age, there's so many motivational YouTube clips and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
But honestly, I'd recommend anyone to just...
It is a good clip. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I think you showed it me, actually.
It's an American footballer trainer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's just about finding that motivation, isn't it?
Yeah.
It happened with the podcast today. Jessie messaged us and said that she listened to the James Ketchup podcast. The guy who's climbed Everest, rode the Atlantic. She was like, I'm skipping into work now. I just want to go and take on the world.
Well, exactly, yeah. That's what I was saying. Oh, yeah. People are going to see things and they go, you just automatically get inspired, don't you? You get this energy from somewhere and you're like, oh, I can do this. And everything else seems a bit like mundane, doesn't it?
Mm.
Like your
Yeah.
job and everything, you're like, oh, I don't care about my job. Get through the job. Get to the gym tonight. Can't wait for it.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. You've got to go and find it yourself, though. It doesn't just like appear. And people can go through like phases of like weeks and weeks where they're just like, oh, Chris, I've got no motivation and stuff. And like, what have you done to try and motivate yourself? And they're like, well, nothing really. And like, well, it's not just going to come from nowhere. I mean, and that's like when we were talking before as well about surrounding yourself with positive people and motivating people. Again, that's one of the biggest things.
But that clip that you showed, it is a good clip, and I completely get it. But I think I've never wanted something so much as oxygen. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've never wanted that. I've never had that desire to, I don't know, start a podcast or start a business as much as I've needed that oxygen as that guy. So I don't know whether it's my background or anything. Like, I feel that I think we've talked about this before, but a lot of people come from maybe disadvantaged backgrounds and things like that, have more desire than maybe someone
Hunger,
hunger. Yeah. That's the right word, hunger. Than
yeah, I think that's massive. You know, I think when I always talk about when, for example, what I've been through, losing my mum at 12. I think that for me was obviously the worst thing, but it actually ends up being one of the strongest things for me, because it's given me that, like, fuck this, I want to take on life and squeeze everything I can from it. And you read sports people's books, like Luis Suarez, one of my favourite Liverpool players, he's taking like 3 different buses or a 4-hour bus or something to get to work or to get to training and stuff, and just all things like that. You think that desire, would you still have that if you grew up in a nice area with a football pitch at the bottom of your road and all that? And you've got to go through those hard times, I think, to get you to the point where you're going to succeed.
Mate. Like, look at people that have like near-death experiences and things. The outcome that they have and life straight after it, go and start smashing everything, don't they? Go and start ticking off the bucket list, and they go away to have brilliant lives.
Totally.
There's some people that never have that like hardship. Don't know. It just gets comfortable, doesn't it?
Yeah, the amount of people
easy to sit in your comfort zone.
Yeah. And the amount of people who come on this podcast as well, I've just thought, like, not that I'd ever want anything like what you've been through, Andy, or any other people who've been on the podcast, but there is something that just switch, whether it's cancer, whether it's like death in the family or something, there is something where they realise, like, I think Paul Weiss said this, that like life isn't a dress rehearsal, like we've got 80, 90 years, however long we live, that like that's it, like there's nothing else. And suddenly when you get that perspective, not that, you know, I do have perspective, but I think sometimes, you know, not that it would be good to go through that, but to get that perspective, I think, is what I'm trying to say is good.
No, totally, yeah.
Maybe that's just like a point of looking for positives and the negatives. When you are going through bad times and stuff, just think, hang on, sounds that cheesy and that cliche, but when you come out of it, you are going to be stronger in the end of it.
Yeah, a lot of people wake up in the morning and do like what am I thankful for and things like that, you know, to try and
stuff and that.
It's all from The Secret, that, isn't it? Have you read that?
I think so. No, I haven't read it, but I know a lot of people. It was like very sort of popular last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone doing a little 5-minute diary, everything they're thankful for at the end of the day and all that.
Yeah.
It's just great in my eyes, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you meant to sit there and just say, like, just spend a couple of minutes thinking about all the things you're grateful for and thankful for.
Yeah. I did some 5 a.m. miracle for a while. I think I told you about
What's
it.
that? Oh, you wake up in the morning.
Wake up at 5 a.m. and then you do like, you write your list out of what you're grateful for. I sat there with a pen for fucking 5 minutes trying to think.
What, and then go back to sleep after 5?
No.
Go to 5, go back to sleep.
No, you do it for, and then you meditate, which I couldn't do, and then there was a few other things. I did it for a few. Yeah, Hal Elrod is the book. We've talked about this before on this podcast.
Yeah, no, I remember it now. I'm going to wake up tomorrow, right? Because since getting blown up my life, I've had a lot of great adventures. I'm going to wake up in the morning, just give me Stump a little rub, and just be grateful for Stumpy and all the adventures he's took me on. That's what I want to do in the morning.
But going back to fitness then. So, what was? So you've been a PT for 2 years, and then did you suddenly? Because obviously we talked before we hit record here, you started to go on about how the fitness industry is changing, how every man and his dog is a PT now. So did you then set up your own gym and think, right, I'm going to set my own gym up, and this is it, I'm going to be a millionaire in 3 years, or?
No, I never thought like I was ever gonna sort of be rich or anything. It was more done it just for like just to try and put, because at the time the fitness industry is not very well paid. Like a lot of people don't really know that. But like if you're just like a fitness instructor or whatever, like working in a gym, it's not very well paid. So at the time when I was getting to like 20, 21, I was thinking like, fucking hell, I can't live off this forever. Like, what am I going to, because there was no stepping stone then. I was already duty manager of a place, and I knew the manager and that, and he wasn't on like a great wage either. And he was like just turning 30. He used to say all the time like, oh, you can't live off these wages and stuff. I just remember thinking like, I can't do this. And then there was a big sort of management shake up then. And just the way things were getting managed was just completely like, I was just against it all. And I just decided then, right, I better open my own place. So
that's what, 22?
21 I was when I opened it. Yeah.
21?
Yeah.
Did you get a grant or anything, or did you just
No.
saved?
No.
Was it like a little studio, or?
No, it was I think it was 3,500 square foot.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So at the time, it was where I used to do MMA and fighting. I do MMA there. The guy just said to me like, "Listen, the place is next door. You know, why don't you do like some strength and conditioning for the fighters and stuff? You know, fighters. You know how to fight. Why don't you go take the lads next door and do some more strength work with them and stuff?" And I was like, all right, yeah. So I saved up a little bit of money, and then I think I opened it with about 2.5, 3 grand or something like that. And we had like, it was shit. It was proper mega shit. Looking back now, I just think like, I can't even believe anyone came in there. It was like, I think we got a couple of bikes from Argos, a couple of rowers from Argos, like
the ones that you
some,
build
like,
your own.
yeah,
My
they were
missus
shit.
got one, and it's
the rower that we
auto.
had, you pulled it and it'd do wheelie. It was like getting over like 11 stone or something. You do wheelie with the rower. But got some like second-hand weights and things like that. But it was alright.
In the marketing material, brand new, top quality equipment.
Oh yeah, that's what we say. Yeah, everything that got sent out, it was like brand new gyms opened and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got the fighters in, and we, obviously they started telling people, and we had a few people in, yeah. But it was more like classes and PTs really.
And how did you market it? So how did you? Yeah, how did you market it? How did you get new people through the door from other gyms or new people or?
I don't know, to be honest. I can't remember like what we really did. All I remember is we got a load of leaflets printed out, and I literally went door to door in Highton.
Really?
Like, yeah, she used to go to like a different area every day and just like post them through. Like, I don't think anyone even came to them because from them. Or like we go to like car park, like massive Asda car park, and put them on under everyone's windscreen and stuff. Sorry if like anyone got pissed off about that. But every couple of days you'd have one of these under your windscreen. I mean, we just
That's
started
proper
like that,
old
yeah.
school market now compared to now, isn't it?
I wouldn't even know where to start with Facebook advertising and all that sort of stuff at the time. It was like unheard of.
Yeah.
I mean, so we literally went and like door to door, told people Facebook status and things like that. We just done it that way.
I think if you're providing a good service, the word quickly spreads, doesn't it?
Yeah,
you know?
it did, yeah. Because at the time, like I said, there was no like independent gyms really. The only independent gyms that were around were like massive juice head gyms and places like that where people didn't want to go because obviously people were going in, there was like unsavoury characters in there and steroids and all that sort of stuff, and people like always dimly lit, and people didn't want to go there. So they wanted to just go somewhere where they knew people were friendly, they could do a bit of fitness, do a circuit training class or whatever, and then go home and enjoy it. Yeah.
And that social media thing, did you push it on social media and all? You did all the not what it would be now if you were start. What would you do differently actually?
I think I just used to put it on like my own personal profile, just like for friends and stuff. Like I'd tag friends in it, just tag as many people as I could. You know what I mean? And
Chris
just,
again, jeez.
Yeah, probably imagine people did. Yeah, just went, oh fucking hell, like untag or whatever.
Unfriend or something.
Yeah, unfriend as well. Yeah, yeah. That's all we did. We just like put a status on, say we had a class at 6 or whatever, and I'd just like tag as many people in as I could who I thought were like into fitness or into MMA or whatever. We just went that way really.
And has it just steadily grew from there then, has it?
Well, we had that gym for a while, and then we started going a little bit more down like a commercial gym route then. Started buying more bits of kit and stuff like that, and we started, we opened a bigger gym then. I had a 6,500 square foot gym. So we had all the kit in there and we was doing it, and it just wasn't profitable. So we just went,
In what way? Because of?
Just because by the time, like, you're trying to compete then with like pure gyms and things like that, which are charging 20 quid a month, so you have to charge like 20 quid a month. But then you're not getting the numbers in like a pure gym and stuff like that. I mean, they might have 10,000 members, whereas we had like maybe 50 or something like that, and you're trying to pay big bills then on big buildings like that. Big bills, big electric bills, big water bills, big rent, all the stuff like that, the rates and things.
Rates, yeah.
So yeah, in the end we just said, we need to like look at something else apart from this, and then that's when I started going down the CrossFit route then. So
Those pure gyms, I used to go to one in Leeds, and it was £5 a month.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
I was like, I have no idea how, and it was 24 hours, so there was like not like a turnstile, but it was like a, you walk into buildings,
yeah, like a
that
cubicle type thing.
yeah, where you scan your card, so it was literally open 24 hours.
Yeah.
Couldn't you just give your card to your mate?
Yeah, of course you could, yeah.
It's the same with like the codes, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like Netflix. One person gets Netflix and then everyone has a code.
Yeah. There's 20,000 people go to this gym, and there's 5 people actually paying a £5 a month.
Yeah, 15 quid revenue.
Yeah.
For the month. But I've never understood how they managed to pull that off. I imagine it was just
have literally that many members, and what they count on is they count people not going. So
for a fiver,
because you wouldn't miss it, would you? Do you know what I mean? Like if a fiver was going out your bank every month, you wouldn't think, I'll cancel that. You just think, it's only a fiver, I might go next month.
Yeah.
And it's horrible, that, isn't it? Because you speak to someone like yourself who's got their own gym and is passionate about personal training. You want to get people in and you want to train them.
Want them to use it,
Whereas they're actually like, well, let's hope no one uses it, so it's not as busy and people.
Of course.
It's just the money business corporate world, I guess, isn't it?
I know so many people which like over the years I've spoke to and things, and they've said, I'm still a member of that gym. I've not gone for 3 years. So I mean, they're paying like whatever it is, a £5 a month, 10 a month, 15 quid a month.
Yeah.
Whatever. They've never used it, and that's exactly the sort of clients that they want.
Yeah.
Mad.
I'll be honest as well. Don't judge me on this. I've got a Total Fitness membership. It's like £40 a month, which is a rip off. But it's got a sauna and a steam room, and I keep it for that. I'll probably go maybe because I go to like a boxing circuit gym where I just pay £3 on the door. Good group of lads, and it's
is it only £3?
Yeah, £3 a session. Yeah. I go there and it's just good group of lads, good laugh, boxing circuits, good fun. But I still keep paying this £40, which I shouldn't. But I'll be honest, I do like a good pamper, as in I go for a swim and then I'll have a little half an hour in the sauna, then a bit of a steam, and then I'll but I'm fucking paying this £40 and I'm not getting. Well, I'm not using it as much as I should, to be honest. Must be loads of people like that.
Yeah. What about the amount of gyms that have popped up then ever since you first started compared to now then? Is it a lot more big? If you look at the whole market, is there a lot more corporates and people like you? So is the market slowly getting a little bit more flooded or too flooded?
I wouldn't say it's flooded, not yet anyway. But there is like a lot more independent gyms popping up now, and a lot more like PTs opening studios and things like that. Because obviously, in some of the bigger units, like the bigger commercial gyms, you're paying like £600-700 rent sometimes if you're a PT. That's before you've even
really,
yeah. Or you're doing like doing classes for them. So instead of paying like say £500-600 quid a month, you do £500-600 quid's worth of classes per month. But then you're working for free.
Fucking hell.
You know what I
So
mean?
I don't understand. So you go to a gym and then you have to then pay them to basically have your clients come to that gym. Is that how it works? Yeah. And they charge £500? Yeah.
Yeah, it's about that. Yeah. Obviously, every gym's they're all different, but it's roughly about £500 a month.
And I guess
charge you in rent. Yeah.
Jesus.
Their argument is you're using their place to try and poach people to personal training, I guess, aren't you?
The footfall, isn't it? So if, like we said before, if you've got a pure gym, it's got 10,000 members. You've got a footfall of 10,000 people potentially coming through the doors on a weekly basis. And if you're if you're the guy, the PT, do you know what I mean? You've got a lot of people there ready. Sort of.
I reckon is that a big thing then? People go into, I don't know, a Total Fitness, establishing themselves as a PT and then going, fuck it, I might as well start my own place.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I know quite a lot of people which have done
There's loads by mine now, so many gyms, like as in people just hiring a small kind of unit. And starting their own thing. Yeah.
Because like I said, back in the day, like it was just unheard of. I mean, nobody had done that before. Well, I didn't know anyone that was doing it. But now it seems to be quite popular. Well, for good reason, really. May as well have your own place for £500 a month. Then.
Yeah, well, yeah, you think of it like that.
Someone else £500 a month for nothing,
Yeah. So, would you say CrossFit's helped you that start of training rather than just kind of having your own gym? You've now got this kind of way of working out, haven't you, with CrossFit?
Yeah, well, what happened was I actually from where my gym was in Highton, I started training up at the place in Widnes, up in CrossFit Widnes, with the guys that had it at the time, and obviously fell in love with CrossFit and decided like this is what we need to start doing now, and I need to start going down this route, because I just found like it was just the best way to train. It was just like the programming, everything, the structure, the community of it. It was just everything you could have ever wanted from like a fitness sort of program. So I started getting into that, started training with them, and then they decided they wanted to sell it then. So I bought it off them.
Really, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's bold. Forget the fitness side a sec. You seem to be quite a ballsy person to be like, right, you know what? It's like at 21, getting your own gym, and then again a few years later saying, okay, yeah, fuck it, I'll take it off you.
Yeah.
Where's that come from? That kind of...
What? I don't know. It's just like we talked about before. It's one of them things. If you don't do it, especially at the time, I was thinking about it, I had no kids, I didn't have any responsibility, I had no mortgage or anything like that. It was like, well, if I don't do it now, when am I going to do it? Do you know what I mean? When you're a bit old, like I am now, and got a mortgage and baby on the way and things like that, you don't want to be then taking big risks financially, do you? So I always thought... It's
still quite ballsy though, I think. I don't think there's a lot of people who do that. Fair play to you, man. I mean, it's... Do you agree though?
21 to do, 100%. To not just go, I'll do it when I'll save up a bit, and then as soon as you start saving, then things get in the way, don't they?
Yeah,
you go,
of course, yeah.
You know, or even when you're 21 to start saving, and then go, I could do with a new car, or I want a new watch, or
Vegas.
You know.
Vegas is there with the lads or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Just to have that discipline.
Over the years, like, there's been times where like I haven't took a penny for months. I couldn't even afford. I asked me grandma for a tenner for haircuts and things like that.
Yeah.
Couldn't afford to put petrol in the car and things. So
that really takes discipline at that age.
It's not but then I had no bills really. There was nothing that had to pay out.
And then you've also got what takes even more discipline if you've got mates who are earning decent money, and then they're going, Chris, come on mate, it's tenner. Do you know what I mean? Don't worry, you know. That I think's when it
or when they were going out at the weekends and things. Oh yeah, come on, we'll go out and that. And you think, well, I can't. I've got a business to run. Do you know what I mean? Because I was working then like early in the morning till late at night, and straight through weekends as well. So it was a case of, well, I can't. I'm in work, and I'm trying to build something up, and that's what I chose to do.
That's the other thing. It's unsociable hours, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Personal training.
Yeah, it's mental hours. Like,
never mind your own business, just PT in it on its own.
Yeah, on its own. Yeah, you're never going to have that life of like clocking off at 5 and then going home and putting curry on or whatever, putting your feet up while it's dark outside. So if you're still in the gym till 9 o'clock at night most nights, when it's freezing, you're just thinking,
cannot be that.
Yeah, or the early starts, turn up at 6 o'clock in the morning in the winter is not fun.
And then also and then in the back of your mind, like you've just pointed out, in the back of your mind as well, going, I've got a business to run here. And then, so you know, you've got clients and you're thinking, shit, the VAT bill's in a month, or or the rate. You know, I've got to now every single month thinking, oh, I've got to find the money for the rates. I've got to find the money for blah 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 blah. I've got to find that as well.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Like people don't think, like when I tell them like, oh, I've got X amount of members and stuff now, people go like, you must be loaded and stuff. And you're like, no, you don't know about like all these bills that I've run in the background just to keep the place open.
Yeah.
I mean,
so your gym, so it's a CrossFit gym at the moment.
Yeah,
it always has been.
Yeah, it's always been a CrossFit gym. Widnes has,
Let me just apologies for my complete stupidity.
I hope you're gonna ask something about CrossFit because I know fuck all about it.
Is CrossFit the bike one?
No, that's spinning.
Fucking hell, Tom.
Yeah.
Sorry. God, you really haven't been in the gym in a while, have you?
What is CrossFit then?
So CrossFit is like I've got to talk about this all day. It's really good. But it's basically, the easiest way to describe it is, like we talked about before, you've got a strong man, and then opposite end of the spectrum, you've got like a runner. Yeah, for instance, Andy there is runner. Runner can't do what the strong man does. Strong man can't do what the runner does. But we want to make someone sort of in the middle.
Yeah.
And that's the easiest way to describe it. So someone that's fit, and you could throw your hand in. If you said, oh, should we go for a run? You could do that. But at the same time, if someone said, oh, should we go to the gym and do a bit of lifting? That you could go and jump in with them as well. Do you know what I mean? And that's pretty much it. It's a broader, more varied fitness program rather than just going to like spinning, just doing cardio all the time, or just going down the bodybuilding route and just doing loads of bodybuilding, no cardio. It's just a middle ground.
Right.
I think, me personally, I mean, I've always like loved fitness and seeing fads come in and go, I kind of was so standoffish for ages about CrossFit. And one of the reasons why was the pull-ups, that kip and pull-up. I was thinking that's not a proper pull-up, and I just hated it. And
that's the military in you.
Yeah, I was like, it's just bullshit, and then there's been a few documentaries on Netflix on it, and again, when you look at someone and they look in good shape, you're like, wow, fucking hell, I wouldn't mind. What are they working out as? Or, you know what I mean? What are they doing? And you're watching these CrossFit documentaries, and they're all ripped, but yet they're doing like 3-4 mile runs as well sometimes, and I'm thinking, how are they getting my times that I run, but I don't fucking look like that? You know what I mean? And then I looked into it a bit more and stuff, and it is good, isn't it? I am definitely coming around. I've been to CrossFit a couple of times now, and it is like the way forward to, like you say, get the kind of best of both worlds.
Definitely. Like I said, but like for years before that, I used to tell all my clients how shit it was.
Did you?
Yeah. I would just be like, no shit, you don't want to be doing that, like all the pull-ups and stuff. But then when you look more into CrossFit, it's not about like, say if you're doing strict pull-ups or whatever, it's specifically for a certain adaptation, doing strict pull-ups. But if you was hanging off something and you needed to get on the roof, like say if you was hanging off this building and you needed to get on the roof, you wouldn't particularly go, oh no, I can't swing my body. You know what I mean? You just like do it, get it out as you could, couldn't you? And as long as it wasn't dangerous to do it, then you just do it that way. You'd use the rest of your body, you'd get them extra reps in.
I think the thing with CrossFit as well, what puts people off, and it's a little bit like we spoke earlier about the anxiety of going into a gym, it's all the mnemonics and the that's not the right word, mnemonics, it's like the abbreviations, acronyms, is it, or abbreviations?
Is that the right word?
Tom's the educated one. What's it when like it's? So you'd have a WOD, don't you?
Yeah.
Which is what workout of the day.
Yeah.
So what's that when you call it a WOD? That's an abbreviation, isn't it?
Yeah, is that an acronym?
Is it an acronym as well?
Yeah. I think it's just an acronym. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. We all sound proper thick.
Yeah, it's just an acronym. It's like AKA.
Yeah.
And it's
that used to put me off, because I'd see like a WOD and a this and
like
a that,
another language,
and I'm like
complete other language. Yeah. So people come in, like, that's why we do like a beginners class now, to like just discuss, because some people come in all the time, even like people come in now, they've been coming for like 6 months or something, they go, what's that one again, or what's that one mean? And it's just like, it's like anything really. I mean, there's a lot to it, and everyone's always learning all the time.
And so is it to complete back to basics here, so it's a mixture between...
Sorry Tom, you didn't even know what a spinning class was, mate, so you start from wherever you want to start, okay?
No, because I think it might help. Well, it helped me. It might help other people. So, so it's a mixture between cardio and other
lifting heavy weights.
Weightlifting,
which is ideal for. Yeah, which is in essence what the body should be doing, right?
Yeah. So there's 3 ways, like what they call it. Say gymnastics, weightlifting, and monostructural work. So monostructural work's like basically like your cardio, running, your rowing, your biking, and all that sort of stuff. Weightlifting's anything to do with lifting a weight, funnily enough. So like, could be a barbell, could be a kettlebell, could be a dumbbell, and then your gymnastics is anything body weight. So like air squats, press ups, sit ups, pull ups, all that sort of stuff.
Right.
And it's just as many combinations of those 3 things as you can, really.
Why CrossFit's became so big is because of the competitions, isn't it? That competition element side of it.
Yeah.
So when you're in your CrossFit gym in Widnes, is it you just kind of setting workouts?
Yeah, I program all of Widnes workouts, yeah. And so I'll sit and just try and make sure it's as broadly varied over those 3 things. So there's not too much, like, if you just done loads of gymnastics, you'd just be like a gymnastics gym, basically. So you wouldn't technically be a CrossFitter, you'd just be really good at gymnastics. Or if you did loads of weightlifting, may as well just be a weightlifter. So we try and keep it as varied over the 3 as possible, so there's nothing missing. And for instance, if someone did say, oh, do you want to go on a bike ride, you wouldn't go, oh, I've not been on a bike for 20 years or whatever. You know what I mean?
It's so complicated, I think, as well, because then from that, then tying in the nutrition side of it, and what to eat, what can't you eat, I need these amount of calories, I need this amount of protein. Like, from a complete outsider, it is really, like, it's not scary, but it's like...
It's overwhelming,
it's so overwhelming. Because you think, well, am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? I've got some serious mass because I need to put some mass at, like, I just found it on Amazon. Like, I have no idea about any of it.
You got serious what?
Serious mass, it's called, yeah. It's like,
serious mass?
Yeah, it's 2,000. Is it like 2,000 calories? I think it's something mental.
Well, you're just trying to put on weight.
Yeah, trying to put on weight because that's what I struggle with, trying to put on weight. Which is the easiest. So the rebuttal to that is just fucking eat more, isn't it? But
yeah.
Eating more can be just as complicated as eating less, though. I mean, like, I know lads, which I've done it myself, where you're trying to bulk up and stuff, and next meal comes out in front of you, and you don't want to put it down. It's like you're already full. I mean, it can be just as hard as people trying to lose weight and they're starving themselves, in effect.
What does your week look like then, like eating wise, like nutrition wise?
Oh, mine's all over the place. Like 2-3 nights a week I'll call it chippy on the way home. Yeah.
Really?
But,
yeah,
but not necessarily for like chips or anything, but I might get like, say, a chow mein or vermicelli or something along them lines, you know what I mean, or foo young or something, which is just like omelette and rice, you know what I mean. But people have this thing of, if they have a takeaway, that's like it's bad food, and you sort of go, well, what is bad food? What makes it bad? Who told you it's bad? So I mean, and that's where it does start getting a little bit. Well, in my eyes, it makes it easier for clients, because a piece of chicken's a piece of chicken. Whether you bought it from a takeaway or whether you bought it from Asda or you cooked it yourself, it doesn't matter. All they've done is bought it from somewhere else and cooked it for you, and you're just paying for that charge. So I mean, so your body only knows protein, fats, carbs, and that's just like the basics
like
of science on it, really.
In the morning, is the, you know, is it? Do you just have cereal or toast, or what's like the?
I've had bacon every morning for probably the past 10 years.
Start every day with a bacon butty.
Every day mine starts with a bacon butty.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of people go, that's
like,
my sort of PT.
Yeah.
I can't get going unless I've had a
Comments
bacon
will just
butty
be
in the
like, give me
morning.
his number.
Yeah, I can't get going unless I've had a bacon butty in the morning. It's just something I've just always had from when I was like really young. Yeah.
To be fair, I did see something on your Instagram before, which was something about you being out on the beers or something like that. And it's like, I think it's everything in, what's the right phrase? Everything in proportion. Yeah. Everything in proportion. Like, if you want to take away, have a takeaway, you know. If you want to...
But like you said, the thing is, just to make it easier, it's like your body needs X amount of calories per day. So you just need to have X amount of carbs, X amount of protein, X amount of fats. You can have more or less anything you want, as long as it fits within them guidelines. So if I give my clients, say, 2,000 calories a day, so many grams of fat, so many grams of protein, so many grams of carbs, your body doesn't know any difference. So I mean, so like going back to the chicken again, if you add, say, a piece of chicken and you put it in the oven, or you had a piece of chicken, you fried it in some oil or whatever, all you've got different there is you've got protein on its own, or you've got protein and fats. So you just add that in. It doesn't make it like a bad meal anymore. Just because you've fried your chicken, your body doesn't go, oh no, this is a bad food now, we better store this as fat. So I mean, it's just staying within the macronutrients.
Right. That was actually one of the questions when I said we were having you on. People said about macros. Can you just explain a little bit about?
So macronutrients are basically just protein, carbs and fats, and just the nutrients that's in them. So
you hear a lot, don't you, about counting your macros?
Yeah, it's very popular now, and it's what I put against all my clients, because it's so much easier to just do that. So they can go out for meals out, or if they're going taking the kids to Mackey's, they can have a Mackey's, and it's not like a big thing where they have to go like, oh no, I can't have that, I'm going to put loads of fat on, it's a bad food or whatever, because there's no such thing really as a bad food. It's just food. Your body just sees protein, fats and carbs, and you just have to make it work within them guidelines. Obviously, if you're having loads of one and none of the other, it's not balanced anymore, and that's when you've got problems then. But if, for example, throughout the day you've had loads of protein, loads of carbs, or loads of fats and protein, and then it comes to your evening, you can just have a plate of chips or something if you want. Do you know what I mean? You've already hit your targets for your protein and your fats for the day. Just get yourself some chips, some oven chips. It's not like just potatoes in the oven, innit? I mean, it's not
what about sugars and things like that?
Debatable. There was a lot going on a few years ago. Like, sugar was like the devil, and loads of Netflix on documentaries talking about sugar and stuff like that. But it's not. Again, sugar's just a carb. Just make it fit inside your macros. It's not a big deal. I mean,
So fit inside, when you say fit inside that guideline.
Well, so
like
if I give you, say, 200 grams of carbs to have a day, you can more or less get them carbs from wherever you want, as long as you only hit 200 grams and you don't do like 8 Easter eggs over the weekend and do like 500 grams of carbs. Do you know what I mean?
But the sugar thing, because I have actually stopped drinking, because I used to, every single lunchtime I used to have like a can of Coke, and I've knocked that out, not knocked that on the head actually. I literally just drink water now. But like, what is the sugar like? Is it like, I'm sure is it 5 or 6 grams of sugar per day, and then that's it? You topped out.
Salt.
Or is that salt?
I think that's salt. Yeah.
Yeah. How much sugar you're allowed a day?
It depends. There's not really like a guideline.
Is it not?
I feel these guidelines, they change all the time as well, don't they?
Yeah, like it's all NHS stuff, and they're looking at a broad spectrum of like the whole fucking like community in Britain. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like saying like, was it 2,500 calories for a man? Or so, what if you?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
What if you're like 10 stone, and then someone's 15 stone?
Yeah.
Did you just have the same calories?
Yeah. You know, the food one's funny as well. Doc Lambert, we had a surgeon who amputated my leg, a good friend of mine, and he's brilliant. He talks about people just going against, like what you're saying, have a certain amount per day. I'm talking about people who just binge and are really obese. And the doc made this great point, and he said, I don't know whether he said it on the podcast or he said it to me personally, we were talking about the hospital, and it's like they put a smoking ban on and say you're not allowed to smoke in the area. But yeah, they'll put a McDonald's there or a cafe or a fast food, and it's like that obesity is causing just as much shit as lung cancer. Do you know what I mean? And you'll see people not smoking anymore, so the lungs are great, but they're sitting there eating bloody, all this fast food, and it's like,
yeah. Well, the thing is, like, my dad's regularly in and out of hospital and stuff, so when I go and visit him, I'll regularly go and say, I'll go downstairs and grab something to eat and stuff, and there's no way really. No way, not to get anything decent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can either get like a bag of crisps and a Coke or whatever. But I think like, I'm sure last time I went in the Aussie, like a bottle of water was more expensive than like a can of Coke. You know what I mean?
It's just pushing mental. People, isn't it? Yeah.
And then, sorry, just on that nutrition thing as well. I think for me anyway, not that I'm not that I go to the gym all the time, but just in life in general, is the big thing for eating is just finding time to. Like in the morning, I'll just quickly, bang, 2 pieces of toast straight out the door, banana, like not messing about. Lunchtime, Tesco, £3 meal deal, no messing about. And then when you get back home, you're fucking knackered. It's like, just quickest thing ever. I want to just get it done and dusted. That's a big thing, I think, time, being able to... We've all got enough time in the day, but I think it's just...
It's your priorities.
Prioritising it, yeah.
And if you're prioritising, like, getting back to work fast and you need to go and grab something quickly, then yeah. That is going to be a problem, isn't it? But again, just going off it quick, adding on. It's a case of, it's like anything with nutrition. The more effort you put into it, and the more sort of complicated and divulging you make it, then the better your results are going to be. But a lot of people start at the top where it's most complicated, and they don't get the basics right first. So like you said there, you're like, oh, what about sugar? I'm like, well, it's all to do with your calories first. It doesn't matter, do you know what I mean? But people go, I'm going to cut sugar out, and they're still eating like 1,000 calories over whatever they should do, no matter where that's coming from. You know what I mean?
That's a great point that I seen something about, I can't remember where I seen it, but it was a similar point to what you made then. If you're just the kind of average Joe, you don't need to be worrying about those little things until you've
like
sorted the
nutritional timing and all that sort of stuff.
I've seen people, or like heard about people, and the way they talk about marginal gains, as in like Olympians, and they're trying to like
the 1%.
The 1% stuff. And then you'll see someone doing it in the gym, maybe doing a similar technique that an Olympian does, but then they'll go and fucking drink 6 pints. And you're like, there's no point in doing those marginal gains if you're not doing everything else. The marginal gains are there when everything's done, all the foundation is being put in place. So yeah, that's a little pet hate of mine. People trying to do those finer things, but like you say, forgetting all of like everything else.
Yeah. That's it. And like, the more complicated you make it, like you said then, the more complicated you go, the less that impacts things. I mean, so your calories in, calories out is like the biggest thing for weight gain, weight loss. That's just like it's fact, it's science. And then after that, it's your macros, which is a bit less important. And then timing, like when you eat, it's a bit less important. And then the nutritional, like the the micronutrients then. And it just goes on and on and on and on. You can make it as complicated as you want, but you need to get it right from the bottom first.
But you're right, people don't do that, do they? People like you just said then might go, oh, I won't have a sugar in my tea because you can't have so much sugar but yet they'll eat fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like people getting a Diet Coke with the McDonald's. You know what I mean? Right, like, it is, you see it all the time, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, they go like, oh, no, I can't have sugar, but they're eating like Big Mac and chips or whatever, large.
Yeah.
I mean, you go, nothing wrong with the Big Mac and chips, but it's like...
In your head, don't try and justify
don't
it.
try and justify it with
a Diet Coke.
Just have the full fat Coke.
For someone like me, then, what is, from in your opinion, what is more important? Is it nutrition or is it exercise, or is it 50-50?
50-50.
Just pure 50-50.
Yeah,
like,
it's always individual, but they say like 80% diet and 20% training and all that sort of stuff. Like, but it's it just depends what your goals are. So I mean, if you're choosing to gain weight, then you probably want to take your activity lower, if anything, because otherwise you're going to keep putting yourself. By the time you've like say an extra 1,000 calories on your day, then you go to the gym, burn 500 calories off. You're only 500 calories up then.
yeah.
Yeah, if you spent all day force feeding an extra 500 calories for nothing.
And then you go to the gym and burn it off, then it's pointless, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
So you're better taking it back a little bit and then trying to get the calories in. Maybe just go like the gym twice a week instead of 5 times a week or whatever.
You know, on weight loss is just a bit off the topic, but it's quite a funny story. When I got blown up and all like the dirt and debris and shite basically went inside me, I've basically got this disease called Acinetobacter. And you can't catch it. Don't worry, you can't. Like, I'm not going to give you anything. But it's basically like this infection that's constantly trying to attack my body. But it's really small and my white blood cells can fight it off easily enough. But it means I'm basically constantly fighting it, which means my metabolism's higher.
Yeah.
So I'm always kind of fighting it off, which means I'm always burning energy.
Yeah.
So it's
positives and the negatives.
There you go. Yeah. But imagine you could bottle that. I'd be a bloody millionaire, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's quite hard for me to. I mean, I'm walking the dog twice a day anyway. I've got a daughter, and I'm in the gym anyway 5 times a week. So it's hard for me to put weight on anyway, and then add that. But yeah.
Talking about those bottling, I'd say what you don't see anymore is like those fat, like fat weight loss pills and all that. Have they died a death, or are they have they?
No, they're still knocking about them. Yeah, like
what are they called, T50s or something, or what are they called?
T5s and that. Is that what you mean?
Well, just
slimming tablets and things.
Yeah, there was just a big. I feel like maybe 3 or 4 years ago there was a big thing about certain pills or brain pills and just pills to weight loss
loads
pills.
Of idiots selling them who haven't got a clue about anything. Do you mean hairdressers and stuff selling weight loss tablets and
like
stuff
some
like that?
multi-level marketing.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Pyramid market.
Yeah, pyramid schemes and stuff. Yeah, and there's loads of them out there. Like they're still going on, but they're not like as popular now. A lot of people have probably bought them and then gone, oh, fucking shit.
What was the shake one that they did? Not a shake one.
Herbalife.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know with them all off by heart. I
Herbalife,
don't know what I'm
right.
allowed to say.
And I'm not I don't know nothing about Herbalife, and I still don't know. But the one thing that put me off it was my pub I used to drink, and the barmaid there, never went to gym one day in her life, and she starts offering to sell me Herbalife, and I'm like, what do you know about Herbalife? Like, you've never been in a gym in your life, and you're trying to give me nutritional benefit advice.
Exactly.
And for that reason, I just went, it must be shit.
Oh, it's mental.
Mate,
it's absolutely mental.
I've just got it up here just because it employs 8,000 people worldwide with a revenue of 4.43 billion.
Massive. Huge company.
I think Netflix did a documentary about them actually, didn't they?
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
They sponsor Ronaldo, don't they? Or they used to.
Was it? Yes, I think so. Yeah, he was on it. I can't remember what footy kit it was.
Yeah, they was.
Yeah, they were,
yeah. Massive sponsor.
I think it's an American one. I think.
Is it like LA Galaxy or something?
Yeah,
like
it might have been. Yeah, that's the reason I didn't even look into it. I just thought if this girl who's not in shape, never been in the gym in her life, if she's offering it to me, I'm thinking, this can't be right.
It's absolutely mental, honestly. Like the amount of people I seen who were like hairdressers and nail technicians and stuff, and then the next day they were like weight loss specialists. And, wellness experts. That's what they was called, weren't they?
Wellness
Herbalife,
experts.
Wellness experts. Fucking hell.
Mate, people got on that documentary. People got it was like an expose of Herbalife. Like people were putting, because you have to buy all the stock up front, I think, or something like that, don't you?
Yeah, I think so.
And then you buy it off someone else, and then they get a kickback off that.
Yeah.
Like people were like ploughing like literally life savings into it.
Yeah.
Because they'd seen these, because they have like different levels of membership, and like a typical sort of thing at the very top, they were earning like they do a seminar every year in the US, like 10,000 people rock up. There's people there making like $450,000 a year, you know, like 300 odd thousand pounds a year, and people were just plowing like tens of thousands into this whole thing. And it was like, and it's obviously still. Clearly it's still
I've had
going,
mates message me just because on Twitter I think about 14,000 followers. I've had mates message me and going, "Yeah, mate, do you want to do this through your Twitter?" Because they see I've got a few followers, and I'm like, I'm not fucking putting my name to any of that shit. Got no chance.
The thing to me, it just seems like people with no fucking morals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they're willing to just like sell people stuff they don't know about, like to the mates and the family and stuff like that, and they don't know about it, it's like they've got no morals to me. And then even worse, get them to sell it for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they don't have to sell it no more, and the mate, they just look like a dickhead again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's mad.
No, I'm glad we're all in agreement on that, like, because I've got no time for that. I think as well, I was thinking about this before, I think it was just after our last chat, I think, Tom, you know, when you speak to successful people or anyone who is let's just say competent and passionate about what they do, it could be yourself, a gym owner, and someone who lives by it and, you know, what they do every day. The secret to success almost are like the basics. There's no big thing. It's just doing the little things. So whether that's nutrition, whether that's in a business as an accountant, or whether that's little things, just do them all, the little things right.
Consistency.
Yeah.
So it is. Like you said, the marginal gains. If you just do like the 1% every day, builds up. I mean, what was it? Small steps cover large distances and all that.
There you go. Cheesy but good.
Love it. I've been doing these quotes my whole life.
Yeah.
Mate, we can snip it out and you can wang on your Instagram.
Stick it on. We can get some followers or something.
Mate, with the food, it's probably a good time. I've took some questions. Like I say, we've got loads of questions. Where was the one about? One was about food, and it's kind of about that intermittent fasting. Is that like important? Is it, or a bit of a fad, or?
Again, most of the time with intermittent fasting, it just comes down to calories in, calories out. What people do is they go like, right, what I'm not going to do is from when I wake up, I'm going to fast until dinner time. So what they've done is effectively just cut out breakfast and then effectively cut the calories down. Do you know what I mean? If you've got, say, 1,500 calories a day and you need 1,500 calories a day to maintain your body, and then suddenly you take one of them meals away, which was 500 calories, now you're only having 1,000 calories a day. So you're 500 calories in a deficit.
What about the people though who are still having those calories but only having them from, say, 12 till 7?
No benefits in my eyes.
No.
Apart from like lifestyle choices, like
I think I've got
clients which again just like they do it, but there's no benefits to it really.
The research, I get it, changing all the time. I've seen a thing about it. It gives you like, is it your intestines at rest or something? That's the argument it was.
No, I don't think that's like.
It's giving you like, say, if you're only eating for, say, 6 hours, you're cramming those 2,000 calories in 6 hours.
But are you not then overworking your intestine because
maybe you're
having double the amount of food in smaller periods of time?
I think that was the argument. You'd had 18 hours of giving your insides a rest. Yeah. But like you say, is it?
There's things which I've read, you know what I mean? Like there's stuff online which says like, oh, if you fast, then your body fights cancer off and cleans itself and detoxifies itself and stuff like this. And you've got to take things like this with a pinch of salt. Yeah. I mean, it's like what is it? Cbd oil and stuff like that. Now it's like the big craze which has popped up in the last year and stuff, and it's claiming all sorts of stuff. Do you know what I mean? But would you personally rest all your things on that?
On CBD?
On CBD.
I tried that.
Would you only just do that?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah, my mate sent me that CBD and I tried it. And I think it was a bit of a placebo. Because again, you hear all these things and you're thinking, I can't say I felt any massive differences. But again, it falls back into the... It falls back into they're the little 1%ers, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know?
if you've got everything else perfect, then you probably take a CBD, you might notice the difference. You know what I mean? But if everything else in your life shit, I mean, you're boozing all weekend and that, and then you have like 3 drops of CBD, you're not going to be on
No.
It's not like a miracle drug. Yeah.
I've been out Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I've had Mackies all weekends, but this CBD on a Monday morning,
2 mil of CBD, and I'm good to go.
I'm good to take on the world.
Mate, say like there's one here, fast. Jesus Christ, I haven't looked into intermittent fasting, but fast for 16 hours each day, and then the remaining for 8 hours you just eat. Is that what you mean? Is that like so you literally don't eat for 16 hours?
Probably say but don't forget you're asleep for that. So you start eating at say 10, and then you stop eating at say 6 in the evening. And then you don't have nothing then from 6 in the evening until
it says finish your last meal at 8 p.m. and then don't eat until 12 noon the next day. See, then you're technically fasting for 16 hours between meals.
Isn't that just like most people's lives anyway, though? That skip breakfast and stuff. So I mean, if you've got a busy job or you're trying to get the kids ready in the morning, and you have your tea late at night and then you go to bed, you wake up, you skip breakfast, go to work, you have your dinner at 12 o'clock. Is that not just like what everyone's doing anyway? Is anyone getting any medical benefits from it and living longer and stuff or what?
And I think even if there is some truth to that, again, it's not going to be like you're not going to turn into Superman overnight by resting for not eating for 16 hours.
What is it meant to do? Just clear your system out? Is that what they say that?
It's like anything, isn't it? There's like loads of claims on the internet for all sorts. You know what I mean? Make you fly, but there's like whether there's any truth to it and whether your body reacts well to it is another story. I mean, everyone's different.
The thing I see with nutrition. And I don't even do this. It's a great little saying though. Whether how true it is, I don't know. It's eat. What is it? So your breakfast is eat like a king. Yeah. Your lunch is eat like a something
like a queen, and then like a pauper or something.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So essentially, your first meal of the day is meant to be a big one. Eat like a king, a big feast. Yeah. Your lunchtime meal, eat like a queen. Not as much food. Your evening meal, eat like a pauper. You don't really need much because you don't need as much energy because you're going to bed. But that I don't live by that.
It's like, well, not many people do the opposite way around, don't they? But there's a lot of studies to suggest as well. Your body's like works on a 24-hour clock, and it doesn't matter like when you get it, whether you had it every couple of hours or whether you just have one massive 3,000 calorie meal a day or whatever. It doesn't really matter, apart from obviously just digestion.
Yeah.
Where are you on energy drinks and stuff like that?
Yes, if you want to have energy drinks, that's up to you. We have loads of people in the gym come and have energy drinks.
Yeah.
I don't think they're like as poisonous as people make out.
No.
I had a sugar-free Red Bull before.
Really? Yeah.
It's no big deal.
I only tend to have Red Bulls on motorway drives.
Yeah.
I don't really have any other motorway driving I do.
I do feel like sometimes I get heart palpitations off them. And then suddenly, like, I suddenly get scared that
well,
I'm going to have a fucking heart attack.
I'm quite caffeine sensitive. Like, I don't drink coffee or nothing like that. So, like, if I have a full one, I feel like I'm in Limitless. Or something. I love that film. And, that's what I feel like. I'm, like, dead focused or, like, over-focused.
Sometimes when I have a coffee, it's a good point, actually. I might actually be, just caffeine sensitive?
Caffeine sensitive, yeah. Build up a tolerance to it.
Oh, yeah. Tom's giving himself a tag now. What is it like?
No, because sometimes in the I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it anymore. Because sometimes in the morning, when I've had sometimes, like, when I'm driving, it's just with work and whatnot, have a Costa with a caramel shot thing. Jesus Christ, when I'm on the motorway, I've got the tunes going. I feel like it's 4 a.m. and I'm off my nut.
Tom will have on his Twitter bio, never mind, #vegan, it'll be #caffeine sensitive. No, I do that. On when I have a Red Bull when I'm doing the motorway driving, I'm the same. I'll have like proper Dr. Dre 2001 blasting, thinking I'm rapping.
You do,
like,
it suddenly just hits you like that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like
it's like anything? Do you know what I mean? Like we talked about before, it's like as long as you're balanced and you're not like a caffeine crackhead. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't like
it is
have
addictive.
Your day without having the one and stuff. That's when it becomes a problem.
It is proper addictive. Caffeine, really addictive. Like I didn't have a coffee day today till 2. I was like twitching.
I don't drink coffee, mate.
You don't know.
I think you're though. Well, for me personally, again, everyone's different. But I'm guessing anyway that I think you'd be a personal trainer where people would want to train, because I think again people maybe want to train with. Because I think a lot of people would maybe be anxious about having a personal trainer, thinking that the personal trainer is going to say, you can't do this, you can't do that.
Oh no, mate,
You seem like one of these people that's just like, you know what?
Yeah.
We'll get results either way. If you want to do this, it's fine. You want to do that.
Well, the problem is, like, I've been there, I've done all that in the past, you know what I mean, where you've gone in, like, you've got a client in off the streets, like someone that's never trained before and just eating, like, general foods, and you just start saying to them, like, you can't do this, you need to be in the gym doing this every day, and blah, 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 blah. And in the end, they just start going, like, fucking hell, it's like, it's a bit too much, do you know what I mean? Like, people have got lives at the end of the day. It'd be different if someone came in and said, I've quit my job, I've got unlimited money in the bank, I want to be a professional athlete. You go, right, okay, yeah, let's do all these steps and let's make it really complicated and do all this sort of thing, because that's what they want to do. But average Joe coming off the street and that just wants to get a bit fitter or a bit stronger to be able to play with the kids and look a bit better and stuff. You don't need all that sort of stuff, so you've got to be on their level as well.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to have a beer at the weekend with the mates, you've got to be like.
Is there more focus on? Sorry, mate. Is there more focus on aesthetics rather than the actual, like, your actual health? Do you think?
Not in CrossFit, no. It's more how much stronger can you get, how much fitter can you get, how fast can you do, like a certain set of exercises and that sort of thing. The aesthetics that comes with it is just like a good byproduct, really.
Yeah. And it should be like that rather than the other way around of just purely aesthetic.
Yeah, well, like I say, if you train like an athlete, you'll start to look like one. Won't you? I mean, so it's much the opposite way in CrossFit. It's more about how you perform as a human than anything else.
Mate, what do you is there a preference to late night exercise or early in the morning? Does it make a difference or it's just down to preference, in your opinion?
Personally, I wouldn't exercise late at night just because the adrenaline kick that comes with it. Unless you do nights, do you know what I mean? Get up, train at night. But if you want to go to bed after you've done a training session, you're gonna be.
I find that, mate.
Your heart rate's gonna be high. You're not gonna be relaxed.
I 100% agree with that. If I've not been in the gym at past 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I probably won't go.
What do you say, like late night, like after like past 8 o'clock, or like?
Well, just like within a couple of hours of going to bed.
Yeah.
I mean, like we have our classes till 8:30 at night, and a lot of people don't. It doesn't bother them. Do you know what I mean? They'll train, they'll go home, they'll go to sleep and stuff. But if you're sort of at home and you're wanting to do a bit of phys session, you don't want to be like smashing it at 9-10 o'clock at night, because that's the only time you've got left. Just get up an extra half an hour earlier in the morning, do it then. Just because otherwise you won't sleep very well that night. And then
I never thought that, actually.
The negatives that come with that, it's endless, aren't they?
Yeah.
Mate, it's quite a sad question. This one made me feel a bit sad. Someone said, I won't name them, but someone said, I'm fat, so what do most PTs actually think when I walk through the gym doors? Hashtag project or hashtag won't last? No,
definitely hashtag project. Because if they've come in, that's like a massive sort of it's like an attribute of what the person is. To be honest, they're doing something about it. Do you know what I mean? They've accepted that they've got an issue and they're trying to actively sort it out for themselves. Do you know what I mean? So I big like condolences for things like that. Condolences is the word? No? Like a high five?
Yeah, high five, yeah.
High five, yeah. Go with that instead.
Training tips for being asthmatic.
Ooh.
Who is new to Hi, my name is Jay. Any training tips for being an asthmatic who is new to training?
That's probably a little bit higher than what I would deal with, but I have dealt with a lot of asthmatics in the past, and it's a case of knowing your own body and knowing when they can push. Well, when you've trained a client for a while, you know when you can sort of like step on the gas a little bit, do you know what I mean? And you can push them a little bit harder and stuff. But then it's learning them tolerances at first. So there's no point in him, like, if he's new to training, just going out and absolutely trying to hammer it everything. Because as soon as he starts trying to run, his lungs just close up, like panic sets in. You're like, can't breathe, and just be straight on that inhaler. Yeah. So the best thing to do is to go and find himself a PT who's dealt with people like that in the past, and start building up his sort of tolerance to exercise in a way. So I mean, get used to that feeling. No more neurologically, really. Get used to that feeling of having his lungs tighter and knowing he's not going to just pass out and die.
How do you lose fat whilst maintaining muscle mass?
Gotta bring calories down. in order to lose weight, lose body fat, you've got to be in a calorie deficit. So, but not to the point where it's going to like overly damage your muscle. So you want to keep your protein high, keep protein every 3 hours, make sure the muscle doesn't like eat itself in effect, and just make sure that you're not doing anything which is going to try and like destroy the muscle, like long runs and things like that's going to make you catabolic. So you want to be trying to lift more weights, try and up your protein content a little bit, drop your calories a little touch. No. But again, everyone's individual.
Yeah.
It's just a bit of a guideline.
I guess it's hard, to be fair, and putting you on the spot, answering questions when you don't actually know the individual. Like you say, everyone's
individual. Yeah, it's
everyone's different. Yeah.
Can I? What do you think about like celebrity, like people who've gone into like personal training and that sort of thing? And
absolute arseholes. Like they're arseholes. Do you know what I mean? Because the thing is, what happens with these, like what people don't realise, these DVDs and things like that, and like the regimes and stuff, they're not like the people in the background doing them. Do you know what I mean? And then they're just a front for like for whatever the DVD is and stuff. There's other people in the background doing that, and they're just like, again, they've got no morals. They're just doing it to try and make money and sell things. Like, what is it? Was it Lucy Mack or someone like that? I was just,
mate, that's the reason why I asked that question.
Who's this?
Lucy Mack.
Lucy Mack. She does bits now, doesn't she? She's like,
yeah, mate. My missus had bought her thing on the kit. I've got it on here. It's like I think it's like 40 quid a month or something, or it might be 60 quid for 3 months. It's like an online video thing. But they're just always, they're not in the background, but they're like next to the guy or girl who's doing who is a PT, who is a professional. Yeah, and it's just like loads, and then there's
But no one knows his name, though, do they?
Well, yeah,
exactly. He's just like that. Yeah, but the worst thing is like when you get like they're selling like slimming tea, stuff like that. Have you seen them?
No.
I think it just makes you basically shit more. So you've lost weight like instantly. Do you know what I mean? Like you've got the shits for the day, and then you're like £3 later, you're like, need to go and buy some more. Don't you tell all your mates? So I mean, realistically, you've just emptied your bowels and your colon.
But that Joe Wicks, he was he a personal trainer? He was.
I think he was. Yeah.
I've got his books. I like his.
Yeah.
Is it Joe Wicks? Yeah, the 15-minute meals.
15-minute meals.
They're good, them. Yeah, but he's dying out on it now, hasn't he? He's fucking.
Oh, he's gone to town with it.
I think he's like multi-millionaire or something.
Yeah, big star. Yeah, the book steals and all sorts. I saw him on an advert not long ago.
Yeah.
That kind of brings on a little bit to the social media side of thing, because he's someone who capitalised on those like 15 seconds. He got it just at the right
time, didn't he?
Yeah, massive. But he made it fun, I think. Like I'm not into massively following personal trainers. I follow a couple who inspired me, but for me now, as someone who massive passion for keeping fit, I want to see, and I notice you do it on yours, you do your top tip Tuesday, don't you, which I think's good. Yeah. And I think what we're seeing more and more on social media is people like yourself engaging with people and answering these questions. And one personal trainer I thought who'd done it great was Kevin Hart's personal trainer. I don't know if anyone follows him, but anyone who follows Kevin Hart on Instagram, he doesn't post as much with him recently, but he used to always post with him. A guy called Just Train, and Kevin Hart, obviously multi-millionaire celebrity, takes his personal trainer everywhere with him, and they're always training together, and it was just so fun. And then I ended up following him, and then because he's on the road so much, he's doing exercises where you're not in a gym and you're just trying to find stuff, and you were like, wow, that's what I want to be seeing, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's doing what you can when you can, that sort of thing, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? If you've not got access to the gym that day, what can you do? You can do press-ups, sit-ups, squats. You've got something like a door frame, you do pull-ups on the door frame, whatever it is. You've got to make the best of what you've got.
Yeah. Is that what he was doing? Just like
He's cool, but it's funny though as well. You know what I mean? Because obviously there's a team with them. They're all having a good laugh all the time, and it just gives you that feel-good factor. You know, you're watching like a couple of lads get fit together. They're having a laugh and they're trying new exercises and pushing themselves and stuff, and it's cool to see.
Have you seen Kevin Hart box?
Yeah, that's who he does it with.
Oh, is it? Is that the guy?
A guy's called Just
Train.
Train.
Insane, isn't he?
Yeah, the guy's called Just Train, and he's he's his personal trainer. But he's in good shape, that Kevin Hart. And what I loved about him is they done a thing.
He works like an absolute horse, doesn't he?
Yeah, they done a run with heart or something like that. And it was basically, if anyone's ever done a park run, 5k run on a Saturday morning, Nike basically sponsored him to get as many people out running on a Saturday morning or whenever it was. and he just got everyone out running, and thousands of people are running with him, just to like run with heart or
in
something.
my eyes, that's the way your celebrity should do it. Do you know what I mean? He's not saying
Buy
not
my
there saying like
course.
buy my course or
Yeah.
buy my DVD, or putting himself in a position where he's saying I am a fitness professional. Do you know what I mean? He's just saying, listen, I've got a PT here. Why don't we all go and do this together? Do you know what I mean? Or go out and do some running and stuff. And he's got people up and motivated without having to try and like disguise himself as something he's not.
Yeah.
Really, sort of a few years ago, there was a big thing of like celebrities who would go on, I don't know, Big Brother or something, and then bang, next Christmas there'd be like a fitness DVD or something.
Come out,
Davina McCall, next minute, bang, fitness DVD.
Yeah.
Anyone, a fitness DVD.
And they're all the same.
Yeah.
If you've ever watched any of them, it's all exactly the same stuff. I mean, the babies.
Do you remember the Insanity one?
Yeah.
That was a one. That was a DVD.
What was that?
Just this American fad, wasn't
that was
it?
massive.
That was big,
like,
yeah.
huge. Yeah.
You had just bought the DVD for about 100 quid or something.
100 quid,
Yeah,
really?
It was
mental.
expensive,
It was like
yeah.
a 5 DVD
Yeah.
disc or something like that. Yeah, it was mental. I know loads of people that bought that.
Yeah,
It was
one
like,
of my mates
you
did.
do really well off it. It was like,
It just seems like shortcuts though, doesn't it? People
Yeah.
are like, I can't be asked to go in the gym. I can't be asked for a personal trainer. I can't be asked to put my trainers on and going for a run. But I can buy this DVD for 50 quid. That's going to change my life in my living room.
exactly. That's what everyone's looking for. But I think that's just like humanity. I've decided that's what it is anyway. Over the last like 10 years doing it, everyone's the same deep down. Everyone's looking for, like, I'd take it, do you know what I mean? If someone just went, yeah, just do that instead. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do all that hard work no more, and you're going to look just exactly the same. You wouldn't go, oh no, it's alright, actually, I'll just do this instead.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone wants that like easier access, don't they?
Yeah, the hard work, yeah. It's all about hard work, yeah.
Do you know Caroline, she went to your school, and we should try and speak, she was a big girl, and she's lost so much weight, and now she's really into her fitness. She's from Prescott, I think, or Widnes or something. I just know Sean, a mutual friend that we know knows her. But this girl, I follow her on Instagram, and she puts before and after pictures on. You should see the weight loss on this. It just looks like two different people. Absolutely crazy, the transformation that people can go through with it. We're having the right motivation and the right things.
Like I said about this consistency thing.
But again, that's what brought me onto it. It's like 2 years of consistency.
Yeah.
It's not like a 50 quid DVD.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like 2 years of working at it, and I don't think she's still at it. Shows like what the weight she wants to be at. She looks incredible now. But yeah, it's that. People look at it, they go, "Oh, how do I get like that in 6 weeks or whatever?"
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like, no, mate, it's 2 years.
I've had people in the past. I swear to God, honestly, people come to me in the past and like, I'm going on holiday in 3 weeks. Can you train me? And I'm just like, I just look at them and I'm sort of like, what do you mean? Like, what do you want to achieve in 3 weeks? Oh, I just want to get like leaner, so my belly's gone and like a bit better arms. So it's like, you're not doing nothing in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's pointless.
It's mad, isn't it? That kind of how that attitude is now in life. Like you say, I suppose people, you'd take it if you could, but it's never going to happen. So people just need to wake up and realise that.
I know.
It's just down to hard work.
I know, but the people just won't, because there's always going to be something which comes along, and someone's going to say to them, someone's going to look them in the eyes, one of them people with no morals, and say, I can make you better without working hard. And you're going to go, oh, yeah. And it's going to draw you in. I mean, it will draw people in. But that's just the way it is, isn't it? There's always going to be scam artists around.
And that's the bad thing for social media, isn't it? Because it's just the perfect breeding ground to put out a cheesy little video and saying, you know what breaks me on social media, and I feel so sorry and feel so sad for people who actually do these apps. Have you seen it like on sponsored apps? And it's like a photo editor, and it makes your like abs stick out, and it can make your chest go big or something. You're not seeing them?
No.
Maybe because I follow like fitness pages or something, I don't know, and there's like it's an app, and it's like, it just shows you like a normal fella there who's like not in particularly great shape, and then you can like edit these photos and like make your pecs look more round and make your abs look more defined. Yeah,
I know girls that have used it, and like my other business is like in photography and stuff, so I can see. So like when you see on pictures and things, I go, I can see that's been photoshopped. I can see like the distortion, on like backgrounds and stuff. It's awful, and to me that is just like, it's fucking bang out of order, especially for like fitness influencers or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And they're going on saying like, oh yeah, but look at what I'm doing every day, and I'm doing this in the gym and stuff, and then they're like photoshopping pictures themselves. Like, it's
there's a
proper out of order.
I see loads on Instagram with they always for some reason, I don't know, maybe because it's Instagram, but they always tend to be doing exercises that relate around the arse area. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, it's just like they're like the new breed, and then they'll go in the changing room, pull the kicks down, and get a little, what is it called, belfie now? I think it's called belfie or something like.
What is it?
I'm sure I've heard this.
I'm new
like,
to this.
Called a belfie. It's like a selfie, but of your arse. Do you know what I mean? And
A belfie?
Yeah, it's like they just literally got up off the toilet and I took a picture of their arse. Like, oh look, I've got a pump on my arse. And you're like, fucking hell, like, get some self-respect.
That's what I love about the gym I go to. So not the corporate one I go to, the kind of £3 one I go to. You go in and it's just proper, like, you write your name as you walk in, put £3 in a plastic tub, and like old school, like no airs and graces, just as like 18-year-old lads and 80-year-old fellas on a punch bag, and then it's tiny little changing room, no mirrors, nothing, and it's just school. Like proper old school.
Brilliant.
Good crack with the lads, and it's just like it's good.
Brilliant. But going on, you've sent me off now about this with this Instagram stuff as well. You've got girls like that now, right, who have built up like massive followers. You know what I mean? Massive followers from just like basically getting naked on Instagram, which in my eyes just like basically just like a glamour girl. Like you don't see glamour girls no more because they've turned into fitness influencers. Do you know what I mean? So
from page 3 to
they've gone to page 3 to Instagram and just like in their underwear and stuff, but like saying, oh no, I've just gone to the gym, so now I'm going to get a selfie in my underwear. Like, alright, whatever. But they're the people then, which then, because they've got like say a couple of 100,000 followers, they start going, oh, and now I'm doing plans. Now I'm doing training plans. Now I'm doing diet plans. Now I'm being a PT or whatever. You should think, come on, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's not what you do. Do you know what I mean? You might look alright, but it doesn't mean you can do it for everyone else.
And then they get like a deal with like, is it Gymshark?
Gymshark or something, yeah. Promotes them even further then,
Yeah, love it, don't they?
I've had people though, like, proteins things and clothing brands contact me because I've broke this 10k record, and I'm like, listen, I'm not an athlete, I am no like this thing, but it's kind of like I can see why they must contact these people with a couple 100,000 followers. You know, I've been given free stuff over. I've only got like I think 6,000 on Instagram, but I've been given free stuff to wear, and it's great. You like that? Yeah, okay, yeah. If you want to give me a t-shirt or something to wear, great, I'll wear it. Yeah. So you can imagine if you're getting paid money, and it's do this then. Yeah,
I actually like through my other business and stuff. Know people which have got like brought their own products and things and like created their own products, and when they've tried to give them to people, it's like $1,500 to put for someone to put a post on, like all them like the Only Ways Essex girls and all that.
Really?
Yeah.
They charge them per post?
$1,500 for a post, on Instagram.
No way, no.
Yeah, honestly, it's mental. That's what they charge.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah, easy. Yeah.
Just think, some of them have got like a few million followers.
Yeah, it'd be more than that. I thought it'd be more than that. Yeah, I thought it was about 10. Yeah, something like 10 grand. I thought it was like 10 grand per. There was a level where it was like £1,000
for like a tweet.
Yeah. Do you know what? There's a thing as well. There's like a documentary on Netflix about it. Actually.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, seen it.
And they're mad. They charge like 10 grand.
Mate,
like some of the girls on there.
Think about Kylie Jenner got paid.
That was for the Ja Rule one.
Yeah, for the Fire Festival.
Someone told me
for an orange. It was just a piece of
orange background.
Orange background, just that $500,000.
Have you seen it, by the way? Have you seen the Fire documentary?
Yeah, it's fucking.
You seen it?
No.
Do you know what it is?
No.
It's basically they tried to put this mad music festival on
some
island, and it never happened.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing was
that to do it again.
He's dodgy.
Another one or
he's dodgy. The fella, it wouldn't surprise me. Even in the documentary, he gets nicked, and he's still trying to like do dodgy stuff. But anyway, the funniest thing about it, I've not actually seen this with my own eyes, but someone told me, what's the woman in it in the end, and she's crying, the older woman.
Yeah, the black lady. Yeah.
Yeah, at the end, and basically this black lady who owns a restaurant, and she gets it's sly on her, it's proper sly, and she's out of pocket or maybe like 100,000 or something. But someone told me that
on Ja Rule's Instagram,
every time like Ja Rule puts a picture of like nothing to do with this, the first comment would be like, give like Rhonda 50 grand back or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Every single photo he puts up, like there's hundreds of comments where people just going, "This photo's on fire," like spell FYRE.
It's funny.
It's Quality.
Yeah, but and that's the thing though, isn't it? Again, I flip on my sisters all the time if I ever walk into a house and she's watching that Keeping Up with the Kardashians. It fucking breaks me. Actually, I literally spoke about this yesterday. I went into a house yesterday and she was watching Beyonce's documentary Homecoming. I've seen that on Netflix. And like, I can watch something like that 'cause you think, fuck me, she's hard working. Like, do you know what I mean? That's inspiring. She's got a talent. She's an incredible singer, incredible dancer, incredible performer.
That's it, isn't it? She's got talent.
She's got a talent and she's inspirational in that sense. I can watch something like that. Watching Kim Kardashian, who's become famous off a porno, essentially, and then she's influencing people in mostly young women. It fucking breaks me.
Well, again, going back to that thing again, it's people stepping out of like their own profession. Well, she's got no profession, like, unless it's something to do with pornos or whatever. But it's for her then to like give out like any sort of like fitness advice or anything. Exactly, it's just like, it's mental, innit? Do you know what I mean?
My biggest thing on that, sorry, little mini rant on the whole not like we're gonna get any of them on the podcast soon, like, so I can say what I want. But my sister tried to defend and went, "Oh yeah, look what they've done. They're worth millions or whatever." I was like, they're not coming up with these ideas. Do you know what I mean?
They've got teams around them.
There are teams of financial advisors and business people protecting their own themselves because they're going to be heavily invested in it. You know, that Kylie Jenner became the first billionaire or something.
Recently.
She's not sitting there thinking, I know what'll make money. I might. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, going to the Chinese factories to.
She's not doing a Tom Wickstead and
dealing with manufacturers.
Cash
flow issues.
She's not learning Mandarin, is she, Tom?
No.
Yeah. See, a lot of them, they've already got like businesses approach them and just say, "Listen, we'll give you 50% of the business if you just put your name to it." I think it's like that with a lot of big companies. To be honest, that's how they start.
It must be frustrating for you then, who's in the industry and is passionate about it.
Especially like on Instagram and stuff, when you've got like some fucking idiot that doesn't know what they're on about giving like shit nutrition advice because they're getting the kit off every couple of days on Instagram to the followers and stuff, and then they're giving shit advice, and then people are coming to me and going, "Oh well, I've seen such a person said this or whatever." Yeah. And you're like, "Oh my god!" Like, how do you like, for someone that's got like, say, 500,000 followers or something, and they're saying one thing, or someone famous like Lucy Mack or whatever, she's saying one thing, and then you're like, "That's bollocks." So, I mean, this is my profession. I know my profession. Yeah. How do you then say to someone like, "No, they're lying," because they're like, "Oh, I'm gone. I know."
She must be doing something right. She's got 500,000 followers.
Yeah, exactly. That's that sort of thing. Yeah, or like 500,000 people liked her picture, so it must be true.
It must be true. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like when you see on Instagram a quote of like Morgan Freeman, and it's like, "Oh, he's definitely said it."
Yeah. Just someone that's famous, and then just like a little quote next to them or something.
Yeah, I fucking hate that.
Yeah, Wang Elon Musk next to something like success thing, or there's.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Did you just before when you talked about Kim Kardashian, it just popped into my mind. You know, in the US, this is I know again going off topic. This is mental. This in the US, they have brokers that like, as in like a broker, that negotiate deals with publishers and things like that for sex tapes.
I can believe that. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got just little fact though. Just when you're talking about Kim Kardashian, then I just read it the other day. I was like, Jesus Christ! Like, a guy's only job is to broker deals between. Tom Wick said he's got a sex tape, and I want to get it out there.
I got a funny story, and I was gonna say I'm glad I stopped myself then, because I probably shouldn't. I probably should kind of.
I wonder where you're going with this now.
Probably should blank loaded things out, because if I would have said it initially, people might have put two and two together. But anyway, I'll say it this way: I got a mate who's he's like he looks after similar type of things like that, and similar as in like he helps people who are in the limelight not get a bad name. So anyway, years ago, I'm trying to disguise this as best as I can. Years ago, a famous sportsman, let's say, came out for being not faithful on his wife, and anyway, it was going to hit the papers, and my mate's doing damage control on it, saying like, you know what, and he said, look, now is the time. Is there anything else that you need to tell me? And this guy's like, no, that is it. The one that you know about, that is it. He's like, are you sure there's nothing else? He's like, mate, no, I've done the dirty on my wife once. It's with them. That's what the papers know about. that's it. He's like, you sure? He's like, yeah, that's the sure. Anyway, it comes out that everyone knew. A day later, he gets another phone call from the papers. We also know he's been having an off with this person as well. So my mate goes back to this famous sports person and said, they're now saying you've done that, but you told me there was no one else. And he went, I didn't think they knew about them. And it was like, and anyway, and then I saw a story come out a week later that he'd been at it with this person as well. And my mate's kind of job was to try and like kind of fight that. I don't want to say too much because it might
I know what you mean.
on.
And like with those sort of things, I think it's easier said than done. But I think sometimes if you just if you're just completely honest and like Tom Wick said was caught sniffing coke off a prostitute's breast. If you go, I did it last weekend, and the next question's and then they can't like. Do you know what I mean? It's like
Prince Harry years ago, wasn't it? When he got caught doing like was he smoking weed or something in school or university or something, and he just was like, the papers just went,
yeah.
I think he was in uni, that's what he was doing, and then he got caught a few years later chasing prostitutes around.
He was naked in Vegas
chasing them around the room and that, and like they had video footage of it, didn't he? And he just sort of like went.
Yeah, because if you just
went after him, it was just a lad.
Because if he just went, I did.
Yeah.
Everyone's
seen the video. Everyone knows it's me. Yeah. So what?
That's like it ends the whole.
It's when it's like, oh, when did he do it? Where did he do it? Who was it with? Who was with him? When did he?
People just get excited, don't they?
Doesn't comment on this. If you just go, I did it. And.
That's the thing. Social media can just take things away dead quick, then, can't it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I said it can be one of the best tools. Like obviously we've met through social media.
Yeah.
But it can be terrible at the same time. And it's just how you utilise the tool, isn't it?
I'd say it's probably a good point to watch. What is your Instagram? Because I'm not just saying this because it is. It is good to. I do love all the stuff. I do think you put good content out. What is it so anyone can follow?
C Tomlinson PT. That's it.
I'll put a link in there and the gyms as well.
CrossFit Widnes. Just that's it. CrossFit Widnes.
Well, that's one thing I want to ask. Going back to the CrossFit. So how does the competitions work for CrossFit? Do you have like a gym that you kind of people compete in competitions and will be like, I'm from CrossFit Widnes?
Yeah. It's quite chill, to be honest. It depends on again how high level up you want to go. Do you know what I mean? Like you've got the CrossFit Games, which is like the big worldwide one, but like you've got more chance of going to the Olympics than you have to go there. Like the people that are there is phenomenal athletes, like superhuman athletes. You wouldn't even believe like the stuff they can do. Yeah. But then you've got like sort of smaller competitions, local competitions and stuff where it's got like your average people in there, do you know what I mean? Which still fit people, but the people they might know down the pub and that. Yeah.
Very good.
Anything you want to and
no, just thank you very much for your time, mate. Yeah, really, and thanks for coming along as well.
Any other last points you, Chris? You want?
No, just
any other plugs?
Do your research. If you're gonna get a PT or go to a gym or anything, do your research first on them. Don't just go because they've got more followers than someone else on Instagram. I mean, and that's actually happened to me before, by the way. Like I had someone come and train with me, and he said like, "Oh, I was training with such a person for a bit, but he was a bit shit." And I was like, "Oh, right, how come you went there?" Just out of curiosity, how come you went there instead of coming here first? And he went, "Oh, we had more followers on Instagram." And I was crazy. I looked at it. I was like, "Are you serious?" Like I said, "They've only been doing it 6 months, been PT in 6 months, but they had more followers on Instagram." And she was like, "Yeah. Well, I just thought like it was a reputation thing. They had obviously more followers, so probably might be better." I was like, fucking hell, it's mental. And that's what then I started thinking like, bloody hell, maybe I should probably put a bit more in like effort into social media. I mean,
that makes me so sad.
It, I know.
I bet you they probably bought those follows as well because you can buy them, can't you?
I know, probably. Yeah, bots or whatever.
The world is going mad, and I feel like Tom, every podcast we do, like the foundations of this, it does though,
full circle to
it comes back to just if you're good, honest, hard-working people who don't try and take shortcuts, do things the right way with the right intentions, the right morals, and be consistent with it, it pays off in the end.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think social media can sometimes have such a negative impact that can try and derail all of that thinking. But actually, it comes back to everyone we spoke to, and we spoke to some pretty cool people, really hard-working people who are achieving great things, and they're all sticking to those rules and not getting sidetracked with everything else. I think that's the big thing to take away from everyone we've listened to.
Do you remember like why like Instagram sort of like blew up over Facebook? It was all down to like these young millionaires and stuff, wasn't it? Like daddy's boys and daddy's girls and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, got rich, powerful mums and dads and things, and then they were just like out on yachts every week and taking pictures on yachts, and like Dan Bilzerian and people like that. Do you know what I mean? He's mental, isn't he? But like, how many people started watching him and they're like, oh, I wish I had his life, and that's what it became then. And then obviously fitness has started becoming a big part of it, and it's that sort of like fantasy land, isn't it? I always put on my Instagram, like, oh, Instagram's not real. Yeah. Like, just for a laugh, it's not real.
Mate,
like,
I look at that Dan Bilzerian like that. Look at going, geez, at work, thinking, fuck you know.
Yeah. So how many people must like literally probably get like really depressed about that though? Do you know what I mean? They're looking out the window, they hate the job. Looking out the window, it's pissing down in England and that. They're just like, fucking.
They go for like
a life. And they're looking at Dan Bilzerian like on a yacht with 50 naked women or whatever he's got. I mean,
they go for like a half an hour shit just to take time away in their office, and then they're looking at that, and it's just like feeling even worse.
And they go back and look back out the window and just think, oh, why is my life so shit or whatever.
It's funny as well. I'm guessing with PT about you as well, because I've got a mate who's PT and he lives in Dubai, and it's like if I saw a video with you working in your gym, or even outside, and it's pissing down, and you're seeing him do it, it's just gonna look more exotic and sexier because it's like. Yeah. But it's again, it's bullshit, isn't it? Like it doesn't mean he knows more than you.
Exactly. But it's just like there's so many different things to look at, isn't there?
No.
And what people are easily swayed.
What I'm taking from this, Tom, in my gym going future, don't sweat the small stuff.
Yeah.
Instagram isn't real. And hard work.
Consistency is king.
Consistency is king.
Oh, I like that, yeah. Consistency is king.
Right, mate.
Thanks very much, mate.
Anything else? Right. Any other? Where can people find, apart from Instagram and your website? Is there anywhere else that people can find you or get in contact with you?
Yeah, search for me on Facebook. But that's about it, really. Facebook and Instagram.
An email address, work email address.
Yeah, email address info@crossfitwidnes.com. If anyone wants to ever send me any sort of just like needs advice or whatever, they can always contact me through Instagram and stuff. In fact, I've even put out like a few times, if people are like massively overweight and they've been told by doctors and stuff like, listen, you're morbidly obese and blah blah blah, I will try and help them for free. Do you know what I mean? Just because I'm passionate about that sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? It is a big problem in the UK at the minute, and I will try and help them for free. So if anyone wants to get in contact with me, I can advise them as best I can, or if they're local, I can meet up with them or whatever.
Awesome. Thanks very much, mate.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Thank you so much.